Okay, like I said during our little break there, we had everything we've done right now is in the first quadrant. All right, but let's go to another quadrant. So now if I tap you on the shoulder and I say, what's the cosine of 120 degrees? All right, now that's a little bit tougher to think, but you can still do this in your head. You should still be able to visualize the triangle and figure out what 120, where 120 degrees is. Okay, let's go to red this time just for fun. Okay. Let's go 120. 120 would be about right there, wouldn't it? I'm just approximating here. All right, if that's 120, what are we going to do? We're going to drop this. Remember, we always take from that point right there on the circle, we always drop it where? Do we go over to the y? No. We always take it down to the x. Right? Just to be consistent with what we're doing. I've said this before, but you could take it over to the y, but it changes everything up. Let's just be consistent, do everything the same way, and this will be good. All right? So this is right? Now we said 120 degrees. Remember we talked about the reference angle in that other lesson? This is why we went through that whole reference angle thing. Because if this is 120 degrees from here to here, then what's the angle inside the triangle?
60.
That's going to be 60 degrees. Now, once you know that's 60 degrees, now we can go short side, long side, and all that kind of stuff. See how easy it is? We don't have to go through all that math and geometry. Now we've memorized a few things. Let's just write them down. From here to here, this would be the cosine, wouldn't it? So what's the cosine of 120 degrees? That's this length right there. What would that be? It's a half, but it's in the second quadrant, so it's going to the, look what direction it's going. It's going to the left. Remember what we're doing. The whole idea is we're trying to find what that ordered pair is right there. So how do we get to that point? We have to go left and then we have to go up. So this is going to be what? Negative 1/2, and this is going to be positive what? Square root of 3 over 2. You see that? I can just look at this and say, okay, the cosine of 120 degrees is, tell me, leave me hanging. Negative 1/2. What's the tangent of 120? I'm sorry, not tangent. Let's go sine. What's the sine of 120 degrees? Square root of 3 over 2. Now, this is a 60-degree triangle. Remember the tangents? What's the tangent of 60 degrees? It's 60. It's the bigger one, so it's just a square root of 3. But what about the sines, though? This is negative and this is positive, so what's the tangent in this second quadrant going to be? It's going to be negative square root of 3. You get it? All without a calculator. Isn't that cool? All right, so we did all that stuff without a calculator. You can check it in your calculator and see if you get the decimal approximations for that. All right, and you can get that. Does that make any sense? Let's do another one. We'll do another color since... give me another angle in another quadrant, either the third or fourth, doesn't matter, because we're running out of time, class time here. 240, okay. Nah, let's do another one. Let's go in the fourth quadrant. Let's go 330, is that all right? I'm doing that for a reason, because we've already done 60 degrees, okay? I want to do a 30, so that's the only reason. And a 240 would have been a 60, okay? So anyway, let's go, what did I say, 330? All right, so there's 330 right there. Now remember, we're 330. It's this angle, but what's our reference angle? It's this one right here. So if this green one is 330 degrees, what's the angle inside of our little triangle? That's going to be 30 degrees. Again, this is stuff that you could, now it takes a while, it takes a little practice, but this is stuff that you should be able to visualize in your mind. Do you think you can do that? When I say 330, okay, I'm looking at it, you know, I'm looking up in the sky, you know how you do when you think, all right, I'm looking up and I'm thinking 330, all right, that's 360, back off 30, oh, it's a 30-degree triangle. So I'm thinking 30-degree triangle, the short side's a half and the long side, okay, so just look at this real quick and I'll let you go. What's the cosine of 330 degrees? Square root of 3 over 2. What's the sine of 330 degrees? It's negative what? 1/2, okay? What's the tangent of 330 degrees? It's the smaller one, so it's negative, because it's positive and negative, negative square root of 3 over 3. Does that make sense? All right, I have to give you some homework. I'll stop this, and then I'll, actually, let me...